All right. So in this video, what we're going to do is solve for problem number 3 from our module 3 test review. And this question was based on sections 2.5, where we talked about discounts, and also 2.3, where we talked about taxes. So what we want is Alex wants to purchase a laptop for $729.50 at the at the electronics store, which is marked 20% off. He lives in Nevada, and there's a sales tax rate of 8.15%. So the first thing we want to know is, what is the sales price going to be after the discount is applied? The second thing we want to know is, what is the total cost going to be? So remember that in order for us to find out the total cost, we first need to know what the sale price is. Okay, this is the original amount minus any discounts, because those discounts is going to basically save us money. Once we know what our discount is, then we're going to add in our sales tax. Okay. And then from there, should come out with your total. Okay. This is the total price that you need to pay. All right. So I'm going to show you a couple ways for us to find our discount, which we talked about in those lessons. So the first thing that we could do is we could set it up as a fraction, right? So we could talk about the sale price, and we know that we need that first. So the sale price currently is $729.50. We're going to multiply that by 20%. So we're going to multiply that by 20. And then remember, you're going to divide that by 100. So this is one way that we could solve for this. So if we plug that in, 729.5 times 20, we come out with 14,590. And then we're going to divide that by 100. So dividing that by 100, remember, just shifts the decimal from wherever it is. And if we can't see it, it's to the far right. Shift the decimal 2 places to move it 100 times. Okay. So let's see. We have 145.90. Okay. So this is one way that we could find what our discount is. So this is just the discount. Okay. Another way for us to find the discount is that we could use $729.50 times 20%. Remember, we can convert 20% into its decimal equivalent, which is going to be 0.20. So remember, you're just shifting the decimal changing the percent sign. So actually removing the percent sign, going to where the decimal is, and then just moving it 2 places to the left. Okay. So that's what we have here. So we could just multiply that by 20, 20%. So times 0.20, right? And then what do we come out with is the same thing. It's going to be 145.90. So the only difference is you just didn't have to divide like we did in the first one, sorry. All right, our third one is we could figure out, and this is probably my preferred method, figure out what do I still need to pay, right? So remember that when we talk about a sales item, the first thing is you're starting off with the total amount, okay, before any discounts. And then if you take out any discounts, you're going to take out that percentage. So this is going to be your discount. And then finally, you should come out with, when you subtract that discount from 100%, then you're left with the amount that you will have to pay. Okay, so amount to be paid. Amount to be paid. All right, so using this example, we know that we have 100%, okay, or 100. We're going to take out 20%, which is our discount, which means that I still have to pay 80% of that value. Okay. So if I use 80% of whatever the original amount is, you can plug this into your calculator if you like, or you can solve it manually. So we're going to say 80. And remember, you can convert your percent by hitting the second button and then hitting the number 2, which will activate that percent sign. So there's 80%, and then we're going to multiply that by $729.5. Okay, so this is the amount that you will be paying. Okay, so you're going to pay $583.60. So 100% would be the 729.50 times the 80%, which is 0.8, which means that you are paying $583.60. Okay. Now, if you use step 1 or step 2, your only thing that you need to do is subtract it from the sale price, right? So if we took the 700, let me go back to here. Let me see. So this is from method 1. We're just finishing up on method 1 here. Take the $729.50 and then subtract out the $145.90, and you should still come out with the same amount as well. So $729.50 minus $145.90, and we come out with the same amount that we had when we found how much we had to pay. So that is correct. And you would do the same thing for method 2, right? So you would do the same process. You would just subtract $145.90 from that $729.50 for you to come out with that same amount. So that is part A. Part A, we know that the sale price is now going to be $583.60. So step B is, well, what is the total price going to be? So remember, you can't go to the cashier and pay them $583.60 and walk out with the item because there's sales tax. So when we talked about sales tax, we know that it's an additional fee that will be added on to the amount that you're expected to pay. So we're going to say, okay, I have to pay $583.60. And I also have to pay the sales tax. And the sales tax is going to be 8.15%. So we could use method 1, multiply 8.15 and then divide it by 100. So let's see. So we've got that times 8.15. And we come out with, oh, yeah, we got $4,756.34. And then remember, you need to divide it by 100. So once you divide it by 100, remember, you're just shifting the decimal 2 places to the left. And so it becomes $47.50. So $47.56 is the tax. So that needs to be added to your sale price. So $583.60 plus the $47.56 gives you $583.60 plus $47.56 gives us $631.16. That is how much he will need to pay. So again, you can go back through and do use method 2, where you can convert our percent into its decimal equivalent, which would be 0.815. The third method is, remember, you can go and figure out how much would he be paying. In that case, remember, he's going to pay 100% of the price, right? And then on top of that, he's going to be paying the 8.15%. So it would be 108.15% if you wanted to use method number 3. Either of those will give you the same thing. So you're going to be good either way.